Now, from the railways to the roads, and Just Stop Oil protesters shut large parts of the M25 this morning, despite police attempts to foil their plans. Climate campaigners climbed gantries on the North and South Circular less than 24 hours after the Met launched what they called a significant proactive policing operation to identify and arrest people they believed were behind the protests. Our political correspondent Simon Harris has the latest.
Monday morning on the M25, and for many drivers it was the rush hour from hell. It didn't come as a surprise to the police. They knew environmental activists were planning to bring parts of the motorway to a standstill. But they were still unable to stop members of Just Stop Oil from climbing onto gantries.
Hello, my name is Louise. I'm 24 years old and I'm here. I'm here because I don't have a future. And you might hate me for doing this, and you're entitled to hate me.
Louise's comments provoked a backlash on Twitter. Nikki wrote, "I'm a carer, joined the M25 at 6 a.m. to get to work via the M11. Finally got on the M11 at 8:40 a.m. My manager told me to take the day off as I would have been 4 hours late for my shift. You all deserve everything thrown at you. Take your anger out on the government. Day's pay lost." Another appeal to British Airways saying, "BA, please help my brother who missed Dallas flight due to M25. He has been here to say goodbye to me. I've terminal cancer." Just Stop Oil used a drone to film the protests and the gridlock they caused to the motorway in Essex, Hertfordshire, North London and Surrey. With sections of the M25 closed, traffic was diverted off the motorway with inevitable consequences. There were miles of tailbacks on local roads, like this one near London Colney. Surrey police released these pictures showing a protester on a gantry and then under arrest. Scotland Yard said it became aware last week of the planned disruption, timed to coincide with the start of COP27 in Egypt.
We worked around the clock actually to try and identify those people who were conspiring to cause public nuisance, to identify them and to arrest them.
Do you accept you didn't get enough of them?
We didn't, of course. Some slipped through the net, and we saw serious disruption caused this morning by this criminal act.
Just Stop Oil said its founder Roger Hallam is thought to be one of those arrested before today's action. The organisation has been unable to contact him. And it's vowed to continue the protests daily unless the government agrees to stop issuing gas and oil drilling licences. Simon Harris, ITV News, London Colney.
Now, as you heard in Simon's report, the protesters timed today's action to coincide with the COP27 climate summit, which started in Egypt today. The UN Secretary-General opened the conference by warning world leaders that climate change is the fight of our lives and we're losing it. Sally Williams is here with me now. And Sally, London's already feeling the effects of the warming planet, isn't it?
Yeah, this summer something happened that we didn't think would happen maybe for another 10 years. It even took climate scientists by surprise. We reached 40 degrees here in London. And what also happened at the same time was even worse. We had wildfires breaking out. London Fire Brigade said it was their busiest day since the Second World War. Homes are destroyed, habitats destroyed. We've also had more intense rain leading to flooding. For the first time, the London mayor leafleted 45,000 London homes with basements to warn them about the dangers of flash flooding. We can now say that these events of extreme weather are a result of climate change. They're not something that's happening in the future. We are feeling the effects of climate change right here now in London, and it's not getting any better.
What happens with our future climate very much depends on what we choose to do in the next decade or so. If we reduce the amount of greenhouse gases that we put into the atmosphere, we'll have a very different future to one where we continue to emit greenhouse gases. For example, we project that the future UK summer temperature will be 5 degrees warmer than it currently is on average in a future where we have high emissions.
So 5 degrees, pretty worrying. What we've got happening now is COP27 off the back of COP26, and their job is to try and keep global warming down to 1.5 degrees. We've already, though, heard from the UN who've said we've wasted the last year, and today the UN chief said we are on a highway to climate hell with our foot still on the accelerator. So I know, very depressing, but there is some good news. We can do something about it. Policies, yes, but individuals as well. So I'm doing a series this week called From Warrior to Warrior. You need to see it written down. There we go. Warrior to Warrior. People in London who care about climate change enough to do something about it. And we're starting off talking trees and cider. So I will be back with that tomorrow, but before then I'll be back at the end of the programme with the weather.
OK, look forward to seeing you later. Thanks, Sally.